we applied for our kids' PR on-source visa, and after that, COVID hit us along with some other complexities, and the timeline got delayed. We are anxious how to get the things done, and then we came across Auzworld Migration.
Yeah, and in Auzworld Migration, we initially started off with Mr. Manmohan, and we didn't actually get to personally meet him, but it was over like a Zoom call, and we had like a Zoom session, but it was very you wouldn't feel the difference. It was more like, he understood where we are coming from, what has been happening in our case, and then gave us the clarity of what needs to happen so that we can actually go towards a solution. The communication that we received from him was always very prompt,
exactly
right?
That is something we really appreciate of Mr. Manmohan and his team, is that the communication was very precise, very prompt, and we didn't need to call them out to know what's happening. Even with the department, whenever the department asked for any information, it was done very promptly, and we were also kept in loop. So that is something we really appreciate, that we always knew what's happening, and the department was also on top of everything what is required, and Mr. Manmohan and his team ensured that.
Yeah, and the clarity that we got from Mr. Manmohan, so even when we were asking or getting opinion from other lawyers, the common consensus seemed to be that it will take another a longer time, maybe more than a year or something. But once we actually came with Mr. Manmohan and he took our case and told us, he gave us that clarity that how it actually can be expedited and made faster.
And the timeline he gave, actually, we first all didn't believe that he was actually giving a proper trial timeline. After discussion, it's not like the same day he gave us. He took some time, he did his due diligence, and then he came back saying, hey guys, this is the timeline looking at. And surprisingly, it was within that time frame. We didn't have to ask him or chase him up, hey, what's happening? He did it himself, and he got back as the results. That's amazing.
Yeah, and so we got our kids' PRs with going with Mr. Manmohan, which was like a huge relief for us. And we're really thankful that we found him, and we went with him, and he was actually referred to us by one of our friends, and going forward we would definitely refer him to everybody.
He's highly
recommended. If you have a problem, this is the place to.
This is the person to go for, and the whole time it was all on Zoom, phones, internet. We haven't met. We have hardly stepped into the office. But it was a huge confidence that gave us, the discussions and everything. That's actually the best thing about Auzworld Migration, I would say, is that as it is an organization, Mr. Manmohan, of course, he's the main person who helps us, speaks with us, gets all clarities, all the doubts clarified. But he has a team who are reachable anytime. You speak with them, they have a response. Even if they don't have a response, they said, hey, I'll speak with Mr. Manmohan or any concerned person, I'll get back to you. We really feel confident, and we would recommend anybody with any migration issues or any other requirements, come to Auzworld Migration, you will be at peace.